Hey everyone, welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. It's lovely to have you here. Like I always say, whether you're either a returning viewer or a new viewer, welcome to Rainbow Tarot UK. You're always welcome. So in today's reading we're doing, how are you impacting them right now? What is your impact on them right now? What's your impact on their thoughts, their feelings, how they're affected by you, and how do they see you? And as usual, we've got our 3 piles. Just want to say a big warm thank you if you've subscribed lately, if you have commented. I have some really lovely comments lately, so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And if you feel like you do want to subscribe, then please do. But let's have a look at our 3 groups. I'm just going to move the camera down for us. There we go. Beautiful. So we have pile number 1, and I think this is the Raven card. It says Raven Shaman. There we go. With the amethyst crystal. And then we have pile number 2, which is the Heron. Pretty gorgeous Heron card with the little calcite crystal. And then pile number 3, which is the Hawk. I think it's the Hawk Messenger, it says. With the carnelian stone. So that is your 3 piles. As usual, as I always say, just use your intuition, go for the pile that's calling for you. That's probably got the messages. Remember, it's a general reading for lots of people, so just take whatever messages resonate with you, and if they don't resonate with you, then they're not your message. And also just remember it's timeless as well, so it's good for whenever you're finding it. But other than that, I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number 1, welcome back to your reading. So today we are doing, aren't we, how are you impacting them right now? How are you affecting them? How are you affecting their thoughts and feelings? How are they seeing you? What impact are you having on them, as we speak right now? So you chose to come into the reading under this card, which is part of the spirit animal deck. Sort of animal totems really, and this is the Raven Shaman, and it says, you are the creator and magician, use your gifts for good, there is power in your wisdom and words, connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void, claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. Okay, I mean, ravens are associated, aren't they, as well with death, which is change and transformation. So let's see what else we've got. So we've got the amethyst crystal here. There's quite a lot of correlations. I know these ravens are normally black. There's quite a lot of purple hues in this. So there's a purple amethyst. And also the raven is a very spiritual animal, isn't it? Creator, magician, like a sort of almost like a go-between between this world and the next in many ways, because it says, gliding through the void, connecting with spirits, that kind of thing. And also very mysterious. So it's reminding me a lot of the crown chakra, which is the top chakra here, the connection, to spirit, to that part of it. So I feel like already just from these 2 that you are having quite a big impact on maybe their spiritual development or their spiritual growth, just knowing you. Or somehow there are lessons to be learned or spiritual lessons to be learned. And they're beginning to realise that, or they're beginning to connect in with that in some way. What else have we got? Oh gosh, now look at this. Mystery, which is also purple. So again, there might be a strong spiritual, not might be actually, I feel like there is a strong spiritual link between you and them. But again, if we're looking at, how are you impacting them, I feel like you're waking them up spiritually. I feel like or I feel like there's potential in this connection, and they may be beginning to realise that there is potential in this connection for them to grow spiritually, for them to grow and develop within themselves. There are lots of lessons that this connection is providing for them for growth and development. I feel like that's what is going on. You yourself might be a bit of a mystery to this person. You yourself might be a very you might actually be, they might see you as a bit of a spiritual catalyst, or a spiritual leader, or a spiritual mentor, or something like that. I just feel like they're seeing that's the impact that you're having on them, or you're connecting them into a deeper side of life, a more spiritually connected, or a more spiritually enhancing life, something like that. So I feel like the connection is very spiritual. You might have lived through many lifetimes before. There might be a strong bond in that way between you, and this person is feeling that from this connection. Maybe they're being woken up to that in some way. And this is my little Aurosoma inspiration deck, and this is also purple. Can you believe? Gosh, the colour correlations are incredible, aren't they? Really, there's a strong link. You might even communicate through dreams, through telepathy. You might have a really strong sense, a pull towards this person and them towards you. But it's got something to do with kind of like waking up to their spiritual side. And it might be a real revelation for them. It might all seem a bit, they might not be able to understand it somehow, but they're kind of feeling this kind of strong connection with you. But this actually relates to the Knight of Wands, this particular card. I often use these cards. They're my Aurosoma inspiration deck. Aurosoma is a form of kind of colour healing. And it's a system that normally comes in coloured bottles where you have oil and water-based bottles. But this is like a card deck that's been sort of inspired from the bottles. And all the bottles have a number as well. Now this is bottle number 25. Well, of course, 25 cancels down to 7. And 7 is all about, it's a very spiritual number. It's about contemplation, soul development, introspection, meditation, wisdom. And it goes with the raven here. There is power in your wisdom and words. I feel they see you as very powerful, that you're having a powerful impact on them and their growth, their development, on a much deeper level in life, beyond the 3D. I feel like if they were just a person that lived only in the 3D, the impact that you're having on them is to introduce them to a wider world, a bigger world, the world beyond the 3D world, the world through that veil, really, that the kind of raven, flies through. It says, connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of mysteries. So, of course, this says mystery. So they may see you as very mysterious. They may see this connection as very mysterious. They may not understand it fully, but they can feel it. And, of course, the Knight of Wands is interesting, really, because they may, on the surface, this particular person, because the Knight of Wands generally is, Knights are generally quite young energy. They're also energies that are full of action, so they're very much in the 3D world. And the Knight of Wands is very much in the 3D world. They're very confident, they're very outgoing, they're very extrovert, they love fun and excitement, they're very passionate, they're led by their senses. So in many ways, it might be that this person is like that in the 3D world, but something about their connection with you is elevating them, is getting them to move beyond that. I mean, obviously those qualities are fantastic, and we all need that drive and ambition and enthusiasm and passion that the Knight of Wands embodies. I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying it's interesting that this is the Knight of Wands and yet it is purple. So it makes me feel that somehow I feel that your impact is enabling them to see their world beyond just what's kind of like around them. It is a very spiritual connection that you have with them. They may not understand it, but they definitely see it. Now, this is also called the Florence Night. The bottle itself is the name, because all the bottles have numbers and names, and this is called the Florence Nightingale bottle. But again, of course, Florence Nightingale, I mean, she was, that kind of innovative nurse in the 19th century. I mean, she kind of like brought, in very small ways, she had a massive impact on nursing in the 19th century. She introduced small things that made a massive difference. So I feel like maybe they're seeing you as somebody who is making a massive difference in their life, but it's not kind of really overt. So you might be doing it in quite a quiet, subtle way, in a mysterious way, in a way that they can't fully sort of understand or comprehend, but they can feel it. They can definitely feel it, and that might mean that you come across as a bit of a mystery, somebody who's a bit, a little bit under the radar, but you have immense power. I think that's what they're seeing you. The effect that you're having on them is that you have this kind of immense power, but it's in a very understated way, and it's having an impact on them and the way they see themselves, the way they conduct themselves in the world, their depth, you know, or their connection to their inner self, their deeper selves. They're just sort of getting all these kind of triggers from you. And it's I feel like you're helping them to become more enlightened. If I had to put it simply or in one sentence, I feel like you are helping them to become more enlightened. That is your impact on them, and they find you magnetic. They are drawn to you. That's kind of what I'm getting from all of this, which was quite a lot there, wasn't it? But anyway, let's get a sense, first of all, before we do any more, let's get a sense of where you and them are at right now in the connection, you know, get a sense of the energy generally of the connection, and then we'll look a little bit more about, you know, how you're impacting them right now. And then it'll also help you to check, you know, whether this is the right path for you or not. Just want to say big thank you again for subscribing, sharing, liking, all the beautiful comments that people have left me. I really appreciate that. And if you feel like you do want to subscribe, then please do. But let's get straight to it. So what is the general energy between pile number 1 and their person right now? So there's a lot of change and transformation, I think, that's happening with your person, and that they are linking directly to their connection with you. You know, changing and transforming. So what is pile number 1 and their person's energy right now? This, interestingly, is the devil. What else? Now, it's interesting, you won't believe me, because when I first saw this card, when I just looked at the colours, it made me think of the devil. I don't know why. But it did, and it's funny that oh look, this one's come out. The devil has come out there. Then we have the magician. I think we had the magician in this, didn't we? It said you are the creator and the magician. What's the general energy between pile number 1 and their person? Wheel of Fortune, okay, and the overarching energy is the Page of Cups. Now, the general energy is, now this could be someone, this could be a couple of things really. With the general energy being the Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is a little bit of well, it's usually the very, you know, the very beginnings of something new, like a new journey, a new start. Because it's cups, it's like a kind of like a new romance. Often the Page of Cups can come up in a bit of a crush reading. It has that kind of energy. So this might be somebody that you're inquiring about, that you have a crush on, and you're wondering whether they have a crush on you and what impact you're having on them. But it could also be a situation that you are in, which is either cyclical, you know, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, which can be a little bit of an unpredictable energy, because the wheel can go up and it can go down. It's the you know, it's the ups and downs of life, if you like. That's what it represents, and it can be a little bit of an unpredictable energy, or can be about a relationship that goes on in cycles. So maybe it's about a connection that you aren't always with, you aren't always in. Sometimes you're in it, sometimes you're not in it, because we also have the Devil card here, which is where there's you know, there could be a little bit of an obsession with each other. You could both be addicted to each other. You could both be a huge temptation to each other. There's a lot of sort of being chained to, the devil is often about being chained to a situation or to a way of thinking or to a person that maybe isn't always as positive as we want it to be. So maybe it's been a situation that, you know, it's not a crush situation, but you've actually been in a relationship with this person. Maybe it's gone through some difficult times, or it's you know, gone through some negative times, or there's been some addictions in it, or you've been in, has it had an element of unhealthiness to it, or a bit of working from its shadow in some way. There've been cycles to it, so maybe it's been a bit on and off, maybe it's been a bit of a fling, maybe, you know, there hasn't been good treatment either from you or from them or both in this situation. It hasn't been committed with the Wheel of Fortune here. Or it could just be that it's a crush situation or an attraction situation. It's a massive temptation for you and this person with the Devil card here. You know, there's a lot of draw to it, there's a lot of lust to it. And that might, but it might be that as well, if there's been, if it's been working from its shadow, or it's been working from sort of selfish ends, and that could go with the Knight of Wands here. Maybe the impact that you're having on this person is that they want that to change in some way. They don't want it to be working in that way anymore. They don't want it just to be about fun and immediate gratification and just getting a quick hit and going. Maybe they're looking to evolve, because all these cards are about evolving spiritually, about doing things on a much deeper level, being more deeply connected, not just getting immediate gratification, which is what the Devil card is. So I feel like that might have been what's gone on, that it might have been a bit of a connection in cycles, a bit of a stop-start thing maybe, a bit of a fling, a bit of a hook-up, a huge temptation in some way, something that's gone in cycles, something that has all the potential to go the distance with the Magician card here, something that has all the resources for that, but it just hasn't. For whatever reason, it just hasn't. It's kind of stayed in a very sort of, it hasn't moved on. The situation hasn't moved on and developed. It's maybe stayed as something fun or something non-committal. Yeah, with the Page of Cups here. Now, it could be that it's also a situation, like I said, where there's been some negative behaviour in whatever form that's taken, and maybe the overarching energy is that, something's happened. Maybe you're in separation or something like that, and there's an apology that's needed with the Page of Cups here, because that can sometimes be an apology. So maybe there's a need for some sort of apology, or a need for reaching out again into the situation, so that the Wheel of Fortune can move around into a better place, so it can move into the up position and not into the down position. So that's kind of the idea. It's either some sort of crush situation, you're just wondering how you're impacting them, or it's some sort of situation which has not been constant, has not been steady, has not been, because the Devil and the Wheel of Fortune is all about, a gratification in the here and now, and then once you get that gratification, you're kind of off. It's not a predictable, it hasn't been a predictable situation. It's had the, I feel like with the Magician here, it's had all the potential for it to be secure and stable and settled. It has the raw materials, if you like, but it hasn't actually happened. So that's kind of where I'm seeing where the situation is at the moment. If that doesn't sound like you or your situation, then you might want to take another pile or take another reading. But there's a strong contrast between where the connection is right now and the sort of impact that you're having. I feel like, it goes back to what I was saying, I feel like this connection, particularly if it's had lots of cycles, there's the Devil card here, which is, being impacted or feeling chained to negative patterns of behaviour, negative thinking, limiting thinking, or limiting patterns. The impact you're having is that this person, if they're like that, I think the impact you're having on them is that they want to rise and elevate above that. They don't want to connect like that anymore. They don't want to be that person that just comes in and gets a quick hit and then goes again. They want to elevate. They want to be more, maybe with the Devil card here, that sometimes is about being out of control or not feeling in control of yourself. And whereas this is all about, gaining a greater self-understanding, becoming more connected spiritually, becoming more aligned spiritually, understanding yourself better. So I feel like them knowing you is a sort of pathway for them to become more self-aware, so that they can overcome anything that might be pulling them down or dragging them down. That is how I think that's one of the biggest impacts that you are having on them. You are a sort of like, with the Florence Nightingale bottle that's in this card here, I feel they're seeing you as a bit of a healer. I think they're seeing the connection as a potentially a very healing situation. That might be why we have the Magician. It can be created again in a much better way. It can be manifested in a much better way, in a healed way. So maybe if you've separated from them, maybe they are seeing it as they want to heal the situation in some way, or they want to make it better. definitely. So in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the devil is the Capricorn energy. I think that's probably all I've got there. And Page of Cups, well, that could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Let's see what else we've got. So let's ask, you know, what direct impacts are you having on them right now? What is pile number one's direct impact on their person right now? What's pile number one's direct impact on their person right now? Four of Pentacles. What is pile number one's direct impact on their person right now? Page of Swords. And I feel like this one wants to come out. Page of Pentacles. Okay. I've got 3 pages here. And the overarching energy is the King of Cups. So what is your direct impact? I feel like what's underneath there? The star. Yeah, I mean, I think you're definitely standing out to this person 100% with the star here. You stand out, you shine bright. I feel like you are much, it goes back to what I was saying before. I really feel like they're seeing you as a bit of a mentor, a bit of a spiritual mentor, a bit of a guide for them with the star here. A person that somehow that is going to enable them to come out of potentially difficult situations. With the Knight of Wands here, you know, you could also be offering them, you know, an exciting new beginning, a passionate new beginning, a passionate new start. So if it's just a crush situation, I feel like they want to begin something with you, because we've got 3 pages here, and pages are all about new beginnings, the seeds of something. So this could very well be a crush situation where they're seeing you as somebody that they could begin something with, that they could start something with. The King of Cups, I mean, I feel like they have got feelings for you, strong feelings for you, deep feelings for you. So the impact that you're having on them is that you are stirring their emotions strongly, their feelings strongly, that you are having a strong impact on them, but you're opening them up emotionally with the King of Cups here. So the Knight of Wands here and the Devil is all about, like I said, gratification, sort of through the senses, really, through what you can, you know, just through the world around you. Whereas I think the impact you're having on them is you're having a sort of emotional impact on them. Maybe something with the Devil card here that they haven't felt before. That is a mystery for them to feel that, you know, that strong emotion. And I feel like you're opening up their heart in some way. Definitely, you have, and if you're in separation, in that period of separation, you have opened up the experience has enabled them to understand how they really feel about you, to connect in with their feelings. I feel like you're very you know, you are making them very curious. So you're making them want to know more about how they can be a better person, how they can also, I think they want to know how they can manifest, how they can do it better with you, or how they can have a better connection with you. Because the Page of Swords is all about curiosity. They might be, you know, looking at you a lot when you're not realising it. They may be trying to find out information about you with the Page of Swords, because that is like a little spy. And the Page of Pentacles is like a student. So I feel like you are getting them to to think again, to reevaluate things, to look at their lives, to look at how they are, to examine themselves, to discover more about themselves, discover how they can be a better person. It's like almost like you're sort of stripping them bare so that they can build themselves up again. Because the Devil, if somebody's in a Devil state, really, they're not really, it's a 100% selfish place to be. They're not really thinking about anyone else. They're not really considering anyone else's feelings. They're not interested in anyone else's feelings. They're completely ruled by something, or they're allowing something to completely rule them, often in a negative way. And it's like, it's such in contrast to these cards, and it makes me feel like they want to come out of that state, but it's like your impact is that you are enabling them to begin again, because pages are new beginnings. They're the seed where they have to learn new information, they have to work things out again, how to be a better person. So it's really like a strong impact that you are having on them. And it's not easy for them with the Four of Pentacles here. I feel like the impact that you're having on them is not easy for them. There is maybe, yeah, because it's tough. It's tough to come out of a devil situation. Definitely, it's tough to come out of something that has a hold on you. I feel like they want to do it, there's a desire to do it, but it's hard as well. It's hard. But it's like knowing you has woken them up. I think that's what I want to say. Knowing you has woken them up to how their life could be so much better, so much deeper. And there's a strong pull towards you, a strong magnetism towards you. With the Knight of Wands here, there's a strong excitement around you. You have a very exciting feel to you, but it's a very understated one. They recognise all your gifts and talents, but you're very, 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 I think they see you very sort of demure. I think that's probably the best way of saying it. You're very demure, you're very contained, you're very controlled, you're very strong and aligned in yourself, very opposite to them, and they are drawn into that. They find that so attractive. And because it triggers them, but in a really good way. It triggers them to want to change, to be better. I mean, I think they just see you as somebody who is the Star is a card of healing. So it goes back to this Florence Nightingale battle again. They just see you as a healer, and I feel they see the impact you're having on them right now is that you are a gateway to them healing, to them becoming a better person, to them becoming a better person, not only for themselves but also for other people to be around. But it is tough for them, it is tough for them, because if they've been used to being selfish, or they've been used to having their own way, or they've been used to just getting what they want without really much consideration for others, it's a journey for them. And they may be at the beginning of that journey. I think that's what I was saying before, that it's maybe they don't quite fully understand it, but it's like a sort of catalyst for them, to trigger them, to put them onto that path of self-discovery, of healing, of moving into something better. And also, having these opening their heart, having these deep feelings. I think they have really deep feelings for you. So if you're in a connection where they were just selfish before, they do want to move beyond that. Obviously, that's up to you if you want to, if you're somebody that wants to entertain that, particularly if they've behaved in this, devil way, or in the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands can be a little bit of a player energy, and with the Wheel of Fortune here, maybe they've been a bit of a player, or they've gone backwards and forwards, and not treated you right. I mean, just because they're seeing you in this way, you don't have to stick with them if you're not happy in that. But what I'm saying is that for me, the impact you're having on them is that you are making them want to change and be a better person, not only for themselves, but for you and the connection. But let's see what else we've got here. Have we got any other guidance from Spirit here? What else have we got for pile number one and their person, and the impact that pile number one is having on their person? Is there anything here? Abundance. Be open to accept an abundance of love. So maybe they're now ready to do that with the Page of Cups here. They're ready to give you a cup of love, to offer you love, or to maybe offer an apology if that's relevant to some of you. Thinking. You may be on someone's mind. I definitely think you're on this person's mind. Ask the angels for help. Yeah, so you might need guidance on this, around this situation, and the angels or your spirit guides are just saying, we're here, come in. I mean, you won't have any problem doing that if you've got all these cards here, pile number one, because I think you're very spiritually connected. Don't stop. That might be a specific message for some of you. Another card, pile number one and their person, and the impact that pile number one is having on their person. Unlikely. Don't stop and unlikely. Let's do one more. And then we've got yes. So that might mean something for some of you. Yes, unlikely, don't stop. So those are just some of the messages that we got from Spirit there at the end. I hope that has, you've enjoyed the reading. If you have, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, and welcome back to your reading. So today we're doing, aren't we, how are you impacting them right now? How are you impacting their thoughts, their feelings? How do they see you? How do they see the connection? So as you can see, you came into the reading under this card, this beautiful card. Hopefully you can see it there. And it's actually called Heron, and the word is patience. And it has some words underneath it, and I'll just read them. It says, create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. Okay, so you also have the little calcite here. So I'm just going to put that there. I've also pre-shuffled a couple of other oracle cards. So this is creativity. Beautiful. I'm going to bring those down a little bit. And then I also got my Orosama Inspiration deck, which is also some of the cards, or these cards correspond to the tarot. This is actually the Star card, which is beautiful, and it's related to a bottle, because Orosama is actually a colour therapy or colour healing system. They're in bottles, clear glass bottles of colour, of water over oil based. And this is called Bottle 17. It's called, it's given the name the Star, and it also has a little, it has a little sentence that goes with it, and it's got, I seek and transform, knowing that I will find the truth, a healing heart. Okay, so what impact? I feel like maybe this is past people that are possibly, just some of you might be in separation at the moment, or maybe the situation is on pause or something, and there's some need for some healing in the situation, or there's a need to be patient in the situation. But with the creativity card, I feel like maybe your impact is that you are allowing this person to be more calm, more patient, more balanced. You are sort of opening them up to creativity. You are a beacon with a star here for healing and happiness in some way, because the Star card is often a card of healing and hope. So maybe you are, the impact you're having is that you're bringing them hope, you're bringing them healing. If you're in separation, I believe that they are feeling confident, or they want to come back to you, or they want to be with you, or something like that. They're going through healing. Maybe you're a catalyst for them to do some healing. Maybe you've been a kind of guiding light in some way for them. Maybe you're somebody that they are watching from afar, with the Star card here still. I feel like with the creativity, they want to create something with you. They want to begin something with you. I feel like if you're not together now, they want to be with you. Either if you're not together because you haven't actually got it off the ground, or you're not together because you might be in separation. I feel like with the creativity card, they want to have healing. They want to mend something. They want to shine a light on it again. This is like a light bulb, and with the Star as well, I feel like they want to shine a light on the situation again. And they're willing to wait. They're willing to wait. And if they know that if healing needs to happen, or if both of you need time to find that balance, to find your centre, so that you can come together again in a more balanced way, then they're willing to do that with the Heron here, with the patience. And they're thinking, or they're feeling that this is, if you're in separation, or if you're not quite together, that it's just a matter of time before you are coming back together. That's kind of what I'm sensing here. And that your impact on them is that they see you in a very sort of elevated way, in somebody who is their hope, their light in many ways, their sense of balance, actually. I feel like you are their centre. That's what I'm getting, their kind of centre, or their centre of balance. You might be home to them somehow. Might be a feeling of home about you. But anyway, let's get a sense of what the general energy is, first of all, of the connection. So what is going on pile number one, not pile number one, but that might be a reference if you felt drawn to pile number one. But what is the, because we did have a similar card here in pile number one. You've got quite a lot of purple in these cards again. There was a lot of purple in pile number one in these particular oracle cards. But anyway, what is the general energy between pile number two and their person right now? And this is also a good way for you to check to see if it is actually, sounds like your situation. Just want to say a big thanks for you if you've subscribed, commented, liked. Really, really thankful for all of that. So I've had some lovely comments lately, so thank you so much for doing that. So what is the general energy between pile number two and their person right now? Queen of Pentacles. General energy between pile number two and their person right now. The Devil. That's interesting because the Devil did come out in pile number one as well. What's the general energy between pile number two and their person and the Emperor? And the overarching energy is the Seven of Cups. Yeah, so this might be a pile. What I feel like is it could be a pile of people where something's got in the way of the connection, because we've got this Devil card right in between the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor. Now these are normally quite sort of stable figures. The Queen of Pentacles is a very sort of stable, secure, solid queen. She's very grounded, she's very down to earth, she's very business savvy, she's very attractive. She's usually a good career woman and a good family woman. She's got all of those qualities, you know, she really takes good care of herself, you can trust her, she's loyal. And the Emperor is the archetypal father figure, also somebody who's very much in control, he's above the kings, you know, he's a good businessman, a good manager, he's good at his career, he's fantastic, he's got a strategy, he's always got a strategy, he's always got a plan, he's got a very, he's very driven, you know, and a good provider. That's why he's kind of like the archetypal, stereotypical kind of father type figure, but not very emotionally very connected or always very present, but right in the middle of it. Now, so normally them two together would be, you know, quite a good match. It's like the archetypal kind of husband and wife type connection, really. But in the middle of that, you've got the Devil card here and the overarching energy, which is the Seven of Cups. So it might be for some of you that this is a connection that's either come into separation or there are issues and problems with it. With the Seven of Cups here, this can be a bit of a wishy-washy energy, or an energy which is not solid and stable. It's an energy of sort of dreaming, of maybe the grass is greener, it has that kind of energy to it. So if it's a situation where you're in a connection and, you know, or maybe, you know, this is a third party situation and, you know, something has come in between, you know, there's a third element that's interrupted the third party, it's interrupted the sort of couple situation really here. And maybe you are that third party, and you know, you're wondering about what impact you're having on this particular person. What I would say in that situation is that you're definitely coming, you know, you're definitely having an impact on this person. They are thinking a lot about you with the Devil card here. They might be thinking obsessively about you. They might be really attracted to you. You might be a huge temptation for them. You are definitely somebody who is, you know, if you are the third element, that that is interfering or is getting in the way of a connection that they may have with somebody else, and they are really, really, really seeing you as someone who is kind of central to them and who they feel a strong attraction and a strong draw to. But there is indecision still with Seven of Cups here, it's being the overarching energy, sort of indecision about what, you know, how they progress with you or how they progress with the situation or how they move forward with the situation. They're not sure. The Seven of Cups is, you know, they're not really sure which option to take if you are the third person in a three-way situation. So if you're that kind of third party, But if you are in a if it's a situation where you're with this person and you're just going through some difficult times, or there's some, there's some negative things getting in the way of the connection, because this is coming right in the middle of it. So negative beliefs, negative thought patterns, negative situations, being controlled by that, because that is the devil card. Then again, the overarching energy is it's not clear. It's a bit of a confusing time. There doesn't seem to be any sort of clear way forward for the connection. So I would say with this, there's something, if you're with this person in this connection, you're wondering what impact you're having on them, there's something that's getting in the way of the connection that might be damaging it, that might be causing it harm in some way. And there's not a clear way forward with the Seven of Cups here. There's a number of ways in which it could move forward, and there isn't clarity. And maybe if you're in separation from them, there needs to be this kind of calmness, this sense of healing, or there needs to be a sense of healing within it before you can come together again. Something like that. There's something definitely with this Devil card right in the middle that is interfering with this connection, that might have brought it into separation, where there is a need for healing, a need to maybe build it up again or recreate it again. There's a sense of confusion, a bit of a wishy-washy energy around it at the minute. Maybe somebody isn't clear. Maybe with the Emperor card here, because that is all about strategy, there needs to be a clear strategy and a plan to move it forward. There needs to be more creativity to move it forward. You need to be thinking outside the box of how you can move the situation forward. Something like that. Somebody or both of you are allowing something to interfere in the connection, or to control the connection in a negative way. And maybe it's just indecisiveness. Maybe it's because there is a lack of moving forward. So maybe both of you are just not moving forward on security, stability, taking it to the next level. Maybe there's something like that going on. Yeah, Ace of Swords. There needs to be clarity. So underneath the Seven of Cups, which is kind of like a wishy-washy energy, not really knowing what choice to make, is a bit like dreaming, castles in the sky, not really being clear. Underneath that is the Ace of Swords, which is the absolute opposite of that, which is there needs to be a brand new beginning, which is clear, authentic, truthful, honest. So it could be that this situation could either be in separation because of something, some sort of negative behaviours, beliefs, patterns, interference, people that have literally come in between the situation, and you might be in separation now, and there needs to be some healing, there needs to be some balance, particularly with the Devil card, because that is usually an energy that's very much out of balance and out of alignment, because it's an energy that is about feeding your wanting yourself to be immediately gratified, not caring about anything or anyone else that gets in the way of you getting what you want. And that's why it's obviously often associated with addictions, because addicts just want their hit, don't they? And they're not interested in what who they might hurt or what they might do in order to get that. So I feel like maybe for some of you, stability, if you had stability and security, that has been rocked by something negative influence getting in the way of it. And at the moment, it could be a little bit up in the air. Not really, somebody's still not clear about what way they want to go. It requires some creative thinking. It needs healing. It needs patience. But it needs clarity. So there needs to be if it's going to start again, if it's going to revive and renew again, then it needs to be clear, it needs to be authentic, and it needs to be true. So that's the kind of current situation. If that doesn't sit with you don't think that's the right pile for you, then you might want to listen to another pile or another lead-in. In terms of astrological signs, Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Devil is Capricorn energy, and the Emperor is Aries energy. Seven of Cups, that is Scorpio energy, and Ace of Swords could be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. So let's see, let's actually ask directly now, how is pile number 2 impacting directly on their person right now? I feel like this person still has hope. I feel like this person still has hope for this connection, or they want hope for this connection. I feel like they want to, if something's got in the way of it, they want to repair it. I feel like definitely that. How is pile number 2 impacting on their person right now? What is their impact on their person right now? 2 of Cups, yeah. What's this? 7 of Swords, right under the Devil. Okay. And what else have we got here? Queen of Wands. And that is the Ace of Swords again. Okay. Ace of Swords again and the Ace of Swords. Okay. Maybe the impact you're having on them is that you are making them, or you are demanding that they be honest and truthful and real and authentic. And that's what you're saying. You're saying if we begin again, or if we have this situation, it has to be truthful and honest and authentic. So if it wasn't, you know, if it wasn't before, which it might not have been, with the Devil card here and the 7 of Swords underneath it, because underneath the Devil, which is all about just going after what you want, irrespective of anybody else's feelings, and it can be working 100% from the shadow side. And underneath that, you've got the 7 of Swords. Well, the 7 of Swords is a card of, it can often be a trickster card, a card of dishonesty, somebody doing something in a sneaky way, in a sly way. So the impact you're having on them, and it's similar actually, funnily enough, to pile number 1, is that you are making them aware of their, maybe their shadow side. You are, that the situation, the connection, the relationship, you are highlighting their shadow element, or their negative behaviours, or their negative beliefs. And it could be that they were deceptive, that they weren't honest, that they weren't truthful. You're highlighting it. You're sort of, with the Ace of Swords here twice, you are demanding that changes, that the new Ace is about new beginnings, that you are demanding an end to this sort of like what could be quite selfish behaviour, and saying, no, I want a new beginning that is based on authenticity, truth, honesty. I'm not having, you know, so you might be, the impact you might be having on them is that you've got very clear boundaries, and you are drawing your boundaries very clearly, and you're making them realise that they have a lot of love for you. Actually, they have a lot of love for you with the 2 of Cups here. You know, you are the 2 of Cups. You are their person. They want to be with you. The 2 of Cups is all about a connection that's built on friendship, that's built on a strong bond, that's built on love. Got all these beautiful rainbow colours. That's balanced, because the rainbows can symbolise a lot of things, but to me they always symbolise alignment with the chakras and with balance. And again, that's about healing as well. So I feel that the impact you're having on them is they're realising the depths of their feelings for you. They are realising that they have behaved maybe, or in sort of possibly dishonest or shady ways. They're becoming more aware of their shadow side of themselves. The connection is enabling them to see that. And that, you know, you are the Queen of Wands. You know, you are, again, this kind of person who is, look at this person, she's surrounded by all this light. And it reminds me of the Star card. You know, you are light to their shade, I feel. Because I feel like this person might have a lot of shade. They might be working from, and we've all got a shadow side. You know, everyone's got a shadow side. But and the important thing is to recognise it, to own it, and to integrate it, really, to acknowledge it, to integrate it, to you know, to come into balance, really. And I feel like with all these lights around this Queen of Wands, I just feel like you are somehow someone in that is enabling them to see their shadow and to help them to move into a more balanced situation. And that might have been that you've come into separation, they've had to realise that, because we've got a lot of reference to light in this reading. We've got creativity here with the light bulb, we've got the star, which the star is light, we've got the Queen of Wands with all this light around her. So I just feel like you are, the impact you're having on them is that you are making them aware of this aspect of themselves that probably isn't very honest, but that if they want to be with you, they have to be honest. They have to face up to that. They have to deal with that, and they have to do something about it. They have to heal it, heal the shadow, integrate their shadow, and be honest and truthful and open with you, and have a new beginning with you. Because you are full of light, and you're not gonna work from your shadow. You're not gonna let your shadow dominate you, and equally you're not going to be with somebody that allows their shadow to dominate them, to have control over them, because you're just too full of light. You're too full of light and positivity and light, and they know that really, and they recognise that they've got to be clear, honest, authentic and true. If they're going to be with you, they can't pull the wool over your eyes. They can't do that with you. They can't do that with you. They can't do it. And it's interesting because it's another reference to pile number 1, because these are ravens here, aren't they? I think these are ravens in this particular depiction of the Seven of Swords. And the raven was the main card in pile number 1. So you might want to listen to pile number 1. But in terms of astrological signs, 2 of Cups, that is Cancer. 7 of Swords, that is Aquarius. Queen of Wands could be Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. An Ace of Swords is, so I think there's a lot of thought. They're giving it a lot of thought. If you're in separation, I think you might be from these cards. There's something about them needing out of allowing other things to control them, or allowing negativity to get into the way of the situation. Maybe their own negative behaviour, with the Seven of Swords coming right underneath it, their own sort of tricky behaviour, or their own self-sabotaging, self-limiting beliefs or behaviours that got in the way of the connection, right in the middle of the connection, that it's interfered, they've allowed it to interfere in the connection. But they've got a wise, that your impact is that you're saying, I've got my boundaries, I know my boundaries, I know my worth. The Queen of Wands knows her worth, the Queen of Pentacles knows her worth. She's not putting up with shabby, shoddy behaviour. They know their worth, they know what they're like, they know they know what they're about really, and they're not going to put up with anything that's less than in any way, that's just less than them in any way really. But let's see what sort of guidance have we got here. So anything for guidance for pile number 2 in this situation, about what impact they're having on their person. Any words from Spirit please for pile number 2 here. What's this one? Not the right time. So it might be still, with this patience card here, that there's still some healing that needs to be done in this situation. Opportunity. It might present as an opportunity later down the track. You're ready. So it's got not the right time, you're ready. Interesting. And perfect timing. So there's a lot of references around timing here, isn't there? You're ready, perfect timing, and then not the right time. So maybe somebody is ready to go back into this situation, or to be in this situation, and they see it as an opportunity, but another person is not ready. So it's about both of you being sort of in alignment with that really, isn't it? So what else we've got here? Anything else for pile number 2 in their person? Happiness. Unlock the doors to happiness. What else have we got? Chemistry. Embrace a mutual attraction. I definitely think they see you as their happiness. They're willing to wait for it. I feel like they're willing to wait for this connection. They know they've got to do some healing. They know they've got to be different. They know they've got to be more authentic. That's your impact on them. I think with the 2 of Cups here, you are their happiness. They realise that. They realise they've got a lot of chemistry with you. but it could be that they want to rush into it, but you don't, or something like that. But their needs, I feel like they're hopeful and they want this connection. If you're in separation, they definitely want this connection back, or they want to be in this connection. They want to overcome. The impact you're having on them is that they want to overcome whatever issues or difficulties there might be in the connection, either from their behaviour or just in the way that you connect with each other. They want to overcome that because essentially with the Two of Cups here, they see you as the main person that they want to be with. You know, Two of Cups has a sort of soulmate energy to it, really. But anyway, pile number 2, that has been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome back to your reading. So in today's reading we're doing, aren't we? You know, how are you impacting them right now? How are you impacting their thoughts, their feelings? How do they see you? You know, let's take a look and see how you are impacting or the effect you're having on them. So you chose to come into the reading under this card, which says Hawk. It's interesting, all the piles have been birds, actually. So I feel like there's a lot of thinking going on in all of the 3 piles, really, from all the people, the person, the person of interest in all of them is giving it a lot of thought. But this actually says messenger, and it's got some words underneath it. It says, Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. So messages. I'm just getting, for some of you, this person might want to actually send you a message or might want to connect with you in some way. So the impact initially is that they want to connect. They want to send you a message. They want to connect with you. Might be quite a spiritual connection as well with the signs here. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Maybe it's a message to you actually to listen to your intuition about this connection, that you're being sent signs by Spirit about this connection, guiding you, about being open to that in some way. But let's see. It also came in under a little carnelian here. Put that there. I also pre-shuffled a couple of oracle cards. You've got this beautiful, lovely pink one called Comfort. It's lovely. And then this is my little Aura Soma Inspiration deck, which correlates to the tarot deck as well. And this is actually the Queen of Cups, bottle number 38, which is counts down to 11 and then to 2, doesn't it? Okay, so the Queen of Cups is a beautiful, beautiful energy. This is violet over green. I feel like the impact you're having on them is that I feel like there's a lot of love in this, with the pink here and the Queen of Cups. I feel there's a lot of deep feeling. I feel like you're really stirring their feelings, or they have a lot of deep feelings for you, pile number 3. I feel like they might want to communicate here with the Hawk. They might want to communicate that to you if they're not doing that already. They may feel a strong spiritual link with you because the Queen of Cups is very psychic, she's very spiritual, she is very connected to her heart, she's very open in her heart. So I feel like this person has a lot of open, their heart is open to you or is opening to you. They see you as somebody who will bring them a lot of comfort, a lot of love, a lot of solace. Pink is all about, the pink and green is all about the heart chakra, isn't it? But it's a spiritual connection as well. They see you in a very spiritual way. And yeah, I think the biggest impact out of here is that they are open, their feelings, they have strong feelings towards you, and they want to, I feel like with the messenger card, they want to communicate that in some way, or they want to get that across to you, that they have these strong, deep, loving feelings towards you in some way. Okay, let's see, just first of all, let's just see where you're at in terms of the actual connection. Then it's good if you know this is the right pile for you. Just a big thanks if you've subscribed. Listen, I feel like this has been left out for a reason, because I'm going to take that one, which is the Knight of Swords. I'm going to take that one first, because it was left there, I think, for a reason. But anyway, just wanted to say a big thank you if you've subscribed, commented or liked, So thankful for that. Had some lovely comments lately, so thank you for doing that. I really, really appreciate that. But anyway, let's just get a sense of what's the general energy around, what is the, what's going on in the connection right now for pile number 3 and their person? What is the general energy here for pile number 3 and their person right now? Please, can you tell me what's the general energy for pile number 3 and their person? Make it clear to me. Okay, Page of Wands and 3 of Cups. And then you've got the 7 of Cups. Now, when I saw, this might just be for some of you, but when I saw this comfort card here, I don't know if you can see, it's got 3 little flower buds on it, and it made me think of a 3-way situation. But I didn't say it, but I now I've got the 3 of Cups here. I'm thinking this might be for some of you a 3-way situation in some way, because that can sometimes be the 3 of Cups. There's a third element in the situation, just for some of you, and you could be somewhere in that 3-way situation. But I feel like this person with the Knight of Swords here, if you're not with this person, and you might not be, or you might not be with them permanently or all the time, because we've also got the 7 of Cups here, and the 7 of Cups can be a card of choices. It can be a card of not being clear about what choice to take. What was this one again? This one was a Queen of Cups, yeah. So it could be that this person is a little bit confused, or this connection is a little bit confused at the moment, with the 7 of Cups being the overarching energy. It's not clear. It hasn't got a clear focus with the 7 of Cups. It's very dreamy. It's very magical. It could be, you could have a very strong emotional connection, but it's not. Maybe it's not committed, or there's not a strong sense of commitment to it, or somebody isn't committed or isn't giving commitment to the situation. Maybe they're seeing it as something that they love, where gives them a lot of comfort, a lot of happiness, a lot of, they feel a deep love towards it or a connection to it, but it's not stable somehow. That's what I'm thinking. It's kind of like too sort of dreamy, too kind of it's not concrete really. So also somebody with the Knight of Swords here, because the Knight of Swords can be someone coming in and out of a situation very quickly, and I think you can see this person running towards their motorbike with their back to us to run. So it could have been that this situation where somebody's moved out of the situation, or that somebody wants to move back into it quickly, and it could be that there's a quick movement. Anyway, there's some sort of quick movement in this situation, either coming out of it or going into it. Page of Wands, pages are about new beginnings and new starts. So it could be that this is a situation which is either something that somebody wants to begin with you because they've developed these feelings and they want to get a message to you and they want to move towards it quickly. So it could be like a crush situation or an attraction situation. And with the 7 of Cups, it's not stable because it hasn't actually come into being yet. It's still sort of in the kind of ideas phase, in the kind of fantasy phase. It brings happiness, it brings joy, it's fun. It could be, it feels like this could be a little bit of a crush situation. This person wants to communicate with you. They want to come towards you, and you want to come towards them. And with the Page of Wands, that's a card of excitement, of new beginnings. It's kind of passion, of drive, of attraction, of chemistry, all that kind of stuff really. So it could be that this connection is somebody that has these feelings, but they're also very attracted to you. They see you in a very loving way. They want to connect with you. They want to get a message to you. But it's not concrete yet. It's still in the ideas phase. They're still not sure really. So it could be for some of you, or it could be like a 3-way situation, like I said, where it's not fully developed because it's not a committed situation. So maybe it's a bit of a like a bit of an affair, or a third party element, or or it was a hookup or something like that, but and you could be in separation because it's, you know, it's not really clear, really, it's not really concrete, or sometimes you're with them and sometimes you're not with them. So somebody, it's maybe it's somebody that you hook up with sometimes and you have fun and you have a good time, and but then they go again or you go again, so it's a little bit like that, really. And you're just wondering in either of those situations, you know, what impact you have on them. What is your actual impact? Because I think what I'm getting from this mostly is that it's not a settled, stable connection. So if you're in it, it's not a settled, stable connection, or it's like it's also like a crush situation. So it's something that is where there's a lot of pull towards it. There's a lot of wanting to come towards it quickly, or wanting to create something with you, and seeing it as something that would give you joy and happiness, and potentially, you know, some sort of open up your feelings, but it's not concrete yet. That's kind of what I'm kind of getting here. So if that doesn't sound like your situation, then you might want to listen to another pile. In terms of his astrological signs, the Knight of Swords is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Page of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Three of Cups, that is Cancer energy, and Seven of Cups is Scorpio energy. So those are just some of the astrological signs. But let's just see, let's ask directly, you know, what impact is part number 3, or how is part number 3 impacting their person right now? How is part number 3 impacting their person right now? I certainly feel there's a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of attraction, there's a lot of, but it might be sort of like a temporary, yeah, look, you've got the Seven of Cups again. Yeah. I think they're dreaming about you a lot. I think there's a lot of fantasizing about you, a lot of dreaming about you, a lot of, yeah, pondering on you, a lot of, yeah, a lot of dreaming going on. But a lack of, you know, a lack of sort of action, really. I think they'd like to have some action, but there's a sort of a lack of action. How is pile number 3 impacting their person right now? How are they impacting their person right now? Temperance. How are they impacting their person right now? Oh, I've got 2. I don't need that's too many. Oh, that one's come out. I feel like that one wanted to come out. So we've got 3 of Wands, and then we've got the Emperor, and then underneath it we've got the 8 of Pentacles. So this might be for some of you a bit of a work sort of crush, for some of you, a bit of a work situation with the 8 of Pentacles here, because the 8 of Pentacles is a kind of work card, but it's also a card of mastery. So I feel like in many respects, if this is like a situation where you haven't quite got it together and you're just wondering what impact you have on them, I feel like if they're indecisive, or they've been a bit wishy-washy, or you're having this reading because maybe they're giving you mixed signals and you're not really sure. I feel like they want to master that in some way. They want to be more kind of balanced, really, in themselves, because you've got the 7 of Cups coming up twice, and that is a very kind of dreamy, wishy-washy, sort of indecisive energy, where you're kind of spending a lot of time fantasizing and dreaming, but not really, there's no concrete action coming from it, and the Emperor comes at the end, and I feel like this person, and it goes right back to what I was saying with the Messenger here, I feel like they want to be clearer in their messaging, maybe. They want to be clearer with you, because the Emperor is all about a strategy, a plan, being very direct, being very focused. It's probably the sort of almost opposite of the 7 of Cups, which is all just about dreaming and fantasizing and, you know, sort of building castles in the sky where it's not really very real. But the Emperor is so concrete, they're so real, they're so down to earth, they're so focused and driven on achieving their goals. They're very goal orientated, they're not dream orientated. So for me, it just makes me feel this person wants to master any indecisiveness, any mixed messaging, any lack of clarity, and just be much more focused, and I feel like the impact you're having on them is that they feel they have to be more focused, they have to be clearer, they have to be more balanced, they have to be more together, they have to be less wishy-washy. That's kind of what you're wanting. That's the impact that you're having on them, that they feel they've got to take action. So if they haven't taken any action, I think the impact you're having on them is that their feelings that they have for you are telling them that they have to take action in a decisive way. They have to be clear. They have to be, again, under the Three of Cups here, we've got the Three of Wands. So if it's a three-way situation that you're involved in somehow, I feel like the impact you're having on them is that they're thinking, I've got to literally clear this up. I've got to be more decisive. I've got to make a decision. So if you're in a situation where there's a decision that needs to be made, I think the impact you're having on them is that they're thinking, I've got to make a decision here. Because there are a lot of references to three flowers, Three of Cups, the Three of Wands. I just feel like this wishy-washy energy. So it makes me feel like that you're with the Emperor and the Temperance and the Eight of Pentacles, the impact you're having on them is that they have to take action in a decisive way. They have to stop stalling, or stop dreaming, or stop halting making a decision, or they need to come up with a balanced solution, really, that halts this kind of waiting, this indecision, this lack of clarity, and be the Emperor. Really, they need to be focused, together, committed. It's almost like, I think the impact you're having on them is that they realise, because this person's got a lot of emotion in them, they've got a lot of feeling in them, really, because we've got a lot of reference to cups here. We've got the Seven of Cups twice, we've got the Queen of Cups, we've got the Three of Cups. It's almost like they are, their sort of emotions are kind of swamping them a little bit, and what I think they're realising is that they have to just be more in their head to make the decisions somehow. They have to be more practical, they have to be more pragmatic, they have to be more down to earth, they have to master, they have to get control, really, of their feelings and just take action. So stop swamping themselves in their feelings, stop feeling overwhelmed by their feelings, and just make a decision, just take some action. And I think that's the impact you're having on them. They realise that they've come to a point where they've got to take action with the Knight of Swords. It's got to be swift, it's got to be bold, it's got to be true, it's got to be authentic. It's got, they've got to have a clear plan about how they're going to move forward with you, or how they're going to move forward in this situation. So if it's a crush situation, I think what they're realising is that they need to stop dreaming about it and start doing something about it. And if it's a three-way situation, then they need to make a decision, and they need to make a choice. And preferably, obviously to choose you. They need to get a handle, with the Eight of Pentacles here, get a handle on their indecisiveness and move forward boldly, clearly, and with a plan. And somehow you are affecting them in that way, or you're getting them out of, or they're realising that they have to come out of this dreamy energy and into something much more practical, pragmatic, focused, and action, really. So it might be that it's a bit of a maybe it's at a bit of a crossroads, this situation, and they are being forced by their feelings for you to make a choice and make a decision. And I feel like this person does want to message you, they do want to connect with you, they do want to come back in. If you're in separation, they want to come back into the situation, in some way. But it's difficult for them, being like that is difficult for them, because I feel like there's the natural state of this person is to be very, they might be a bit of an artist or a poet or a dreamer or something like that. That's their sort of natural state, to just kind of not be very practical or down to earth or sort of solid or grounded. So to have to do that is hard for this person. They might be a bit of a procrastinator. That's kind of their personality, and I think the impact you're having on them is that you're not interested in being in a situation anymore that is procrastination, or that is a dream situation, or that is a situation that's not based in the 3D world, that's not grounded in reality. You're wanting them to make a decision and to take some action that grounds this relationship and moves it forward in a concrete way, and that's tough for them. You know, but I feel like they want to do it with the Temperance card here. They want it to be balanced, but it's a hard one for them because you've got the Seven of Cups. They've got the Seven of Cups twice here. But let's see if we've got any advice for pile number 3 from Spirit in this situation. I mean, I feel like they definitely have a lot of feeling for you, and there's definitely a lot of attraction, a lot of chemistry. But you know, this person might just, you know, find it hard to. I think they're trying to do this, and certainly they know that you need them to do that, and you want them to do it, but it's a struggle for them. I think it's probably a struggle for them. Commitment might be a struggle for this person, and being grounded and down to earth and solid might be a bit of a struggle for this person. Any sort of words of advice from Spirit, please, about pile number 3? Free will, the path you take is up to you. I think that's basically for you, pile number 3. You know, because this person might be dithering around a lot, and you kept you waiting a lot, and you know, you don't have to. I suppose that card is saying you don't have to wait. You know, if you want to be the Emperor and clear and focused and have a strategy about how you want to move forward, you know, you want to, you know, move forward in a real way, and this person doesn't, then you might want to take that path on your own. Anything else for pile number 3 here? Ahead, focus on what's in front of you. Yeah, so again, for you, I think pile number 3. You know, what's right for you? You've got free will. What's ahead of you? What's best for you, really? Let's see, what else have we got here? Advice for pile number 3 in terms of, you know, the impact that they have on their person. What's the impact they have on their person? Meditation brings answers. So maybe there's a need for you to really go inward, to listen to your intuition in this situation, to ask for support from your spirit guides during that kind of meditative process. Compromise. Maybe there's some need for some compromise for some of you. Or maybe for compromise from them. Maybe they need to be more compromising. Romance. And then you've got the situation will improve. Okay. There you go. So I think really this person does, to sum it up, I think this person does have a lot of feeling for you. They do feel a strong connection to you. You do bring them joy. You do bring them. There is love there. They're in separation, or they do want to connect with you. They do want to message you in some way. But there's this. The impact you're having on them is that they know they've got to change maybe their ways of being indecisive and not clear, and you know, not being clear in their actions or in their commitments to the situation. I think they realise that they've got to change that, but it is a struggle for them, pile number 3. I'm not going to lie, I feel like them trying to master it is always going to be a bit of a struggle for them, because naturally they are kind of non-committal, they are a bit dithery, they you know, they're not sort of they're not grounded. They're very much caught up in their emotions and their feelings. There's a lack of kind of groundedness to them. But anyway, pile number 3, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.